Hi everyone. I'm not sure if anyone's watching at the moment, so I'm just going to say hi for now, but also to anyone from the future who is watching this. Welcome to another Saturday write-in. I am all alone, it seems, at the moment. I'm not sure what happened to my supposed compatriot Maria, because she did say she was going to join me, but I haven't seen her yet. So maybe she'll still drop in during the stream, but otherwise, yeah, we'll just get some writing done and then go on with everything else. But yeah, I'm really hoping that I'm not going to be the only person here. So what I will be working on tonight is actually somehow got myself roped into another Dungeons and Dragons game, but I won't be doing that live online. So that was a bit of a trial by fire for me last week. So this time is offline, or it's online still, but it's not live with the video, I don't think. Anyway, so I have to create a new character sheet to fit the world and the story that is being created for that game. So given the fact that it's basically going to start the moment this stream comes to an end, I am going to have to go do that first thing so that I can do the submissions. And I just saw that Maria has popped up, so I'm just going to add her to the live stream. So, hi Maria!
Hi.
Welcome. Thank you very much for joining me.
Yeah, woke up I woke up and I was like, yeah, I'll get to it. And it took me forever.
No problem. No, it's. I was just starting to think. It's like, I wonder if she overslept. So
Not
how?
overslept. Just waking up slowly.
So how are you doing?
Oh, pretty well, I guess. It's been a very stressful week. Not really my favorite thing. Mostly just stuff that's like, oh, I got like work to do and all stuff. I turned in my short story this Wednesday.
Nice.
And I'm very excited about that.
Hopefully it goes well.
Hopefully, yeah. Yeah. It's just been bleh.
Yeah. No, it's kind of the same for me, but not. I didn't submit anything except for a whole shit ton of work. But it's been crazy. I'm still adapting. But,
I believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm feeling like a little. So, I was just mentioning. I'm not sure if you actually came in when I was talking about it, but I'm actually I'm playing another D&D game tonight, but like with another character. I'm like, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I'm sure if you want to join, you can maybe join, but I don't know if you have time. But it's happening in like, I think 3 hours or something like that. So, but now I only got like roped into it this afternoon, so I still need to do the character sheets and everything. So that's
like. Yeah, you really like it now, do you?
Yeah, it's fun. I'm kind of just like I've been looking for something that's just like mindless fun that isn't something that I've monetized because I've basically monetized all of my things that I really enjoy doing, which is cool. It's awesome to have a living doing what you love. The problem is that when you want to relax, it means that the things that you were doing before to relax no longer work because now that is work.
Yeah.
So yeah. So it's not really. I'm not sure I can say I'm addicted yet, but I kind of just decided, no, well, I enjoyed it so much last week that I just want to actually try playing it again, but like without the cameras, and then see what I think about it, and then kind of go from there and decide what I want to do with it further. Yeah.
Might as well, yeah.
Yeah. So that's going to be so much fun. Yay!
Mm.
But it's going to be so funny because I already decided the kind of character I want to play. And it's like, imagine Kayla
Yeah.
and like being like a paladin and goody and all that stuff. And then I'm kind of going like completely the opposite direction. So that's going to be really interesting.
That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I'm like, so I'm going to really enjoy that. It's like, but yeah, so that is me. What will you be working on today?
So let's see. My short story is already done. I mean, I could work on like my outline for my dystopian, but I don't think. Or I could like work on like this other small piece that like I've been kind of like off and on about.
Hmm.
It's just that after when you finish up something like as big as like a project for like a writing course, then it's like, oh, what do I do now?
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's like, sorry, I'm just like, it's getting really hot because it's starting to become summer here.
Mhm.
And now sitting in a chair makes the chair become hot. So now I'm like shifting around trying to find like a cool way to sit, which is why
You're
I'm like,
fine.
yeah, I'm like not like a whoa.
Oh, you're
I'm not
good. Yeah.
quite, but yeah. So, well, maybe you should try doing a little bit of everything and see what sticks.
Mhm.
Might be a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So just a quick shout out to the Naked Firefly. Hi, welcome. Thank you very much for joining. Let us know in the chat what you will be working on, because that's always interesting to us. And then, yeah. So, I actually, being as this was an absolutely crazy week this week, I didn't plan a topic. So I'm just kind of like,
Yeah, I saw
but
the
yeah,
topic was just hanging out.
yeah, that was just like, yeah, just like being cool. Maybe that means we're actually going to get some writing done because we're not going to be talking,
Mhm.
or we can talk, but like, do we have anything to talk about other than work? Because at the moment, work is kind of all over my head at the moment. So, yeah. That's the thing.
I don't know if like my classwork will count as work for you or not. I mean,
Hmm?
I'm so well. I do know that in like my creative writing class, we were supposed to like do this thing where each week we talk about a section of a book that we're reading, like it's a whole novel. But then my professor basically just said, you know what? No, let's just talk about it all together on like the last week. So it's more like as if it's like um we talk about it this week, and then this last week, but we're all going to talk about it together on this last week of reading that novel. So basically, we can just because basically everybody has different reading paces.
Yeah.
So the professor basically said, okay, until then, we're gonna have to figure out what to do with like all these Mondays. So basically, it's kind of now more like we asked questions about like writing and like publishing, and we're getting those answered. Like this Monday, we basically just did a bunch of exercises about building characters, and that was pretty fun because like you know how like there's all like the character archetypes. Well, my professor had asked everybody to pick a number between 1 and 12, and a lot of people picked 7. So basically, a lot of archetypes were the Joker.
Nice.
Yeah, it's fun to like just like create your characters, and all I hear is, okay, you get the Joker. Okay, you get the Joker. You get the Joker. I'm like, how many people just went to 7?
So what did you end up getting?
I did 2 characters. Well, we all had to do 2 characters. I got the Seductor and the Magician.
Nice.
It was pretty fun. I don't know if I'm ever going to use those characters again, but it's nice to create them just in case.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting way of doing it. I've also used it, but not really in my fiction writing, but I use it for my communication stuff. I actually use the Jungian archetypes. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And then I'm also thinking about expanding like my genre boundaries to mystery.
Nice.
Mostly because like I was talking about to my friends like, oh, I'm like writing like this and that. And I've noticed that like my past two like creative writing short stories had to do with like kind of like that mystery element to it. And so one of my friends just and then like, oh wait, no, we'll look back. I was talking a little bit about like some stuff that was happening in like my life, like meeting like this person that I kind of know who it is, but he kind of gave me like this name, but it's like I don't know who you are. And then there's like a bunch of other things happening. Like I think my apartment is like weirdly haunted or something like that. I don't know, or
Yeah.
that's maybe just might be bad, like bad construction. But like I was talking to all this my friends, and one of my friends goes, "Are you writing mystery because there's a lot of mystery in your own life that you want to solve it?" And I'm like, it's just kind of like that thing where it's like you just like think all about it. And it's like, yeah, it is.
Yeah. channeling the life stuff into your stories.
Yeah,
So,
I'm already dealing with enough. And I actually forgot about something
sounds
that.
interesting.
Oh, sorry.
No, I just said it sounds so interesting.
Yeah.
So continue.
Yeah, but basically I'm gonna like expand my boundaries to mystery and see how that works. And then also I have something pretty exciting. In like next semester I will be able to be on the time zone that you're at because I'm studying abroad.
Awesome! Oh, that is going to be so cool. Where are you going to go, if you don't mind me
Luxembourg.
asking? Oh, cool. That is so cool.
Yeah, there's only like me and one other person going, so. And I heard that the country is actually pretty excited, or at least the university over there is pretty excited because they're like, "Oh, we've been wanting to send like some students over to your college, but we never have because like no one wants to come over to our country." So it's like now like these two people are coming over there, so yay!
Yeah, it's very nice because then you're also so close to all the other countries that like for traveling and stuff. So that's going to be so
Yeah.
cool. That is
Yeah.
wow, nice.
Yeah, the hardest thing was to kind of get like my parents' support because I was like, I don't know how they'll feel and all stuff, and like my mom is like very close to me and all. But then when I told her that I was like going with somebody else, my mom was like, "Okay, you could go." And now I have to figure out how to come visit you and all that stuff. I'm like, "Oh no, here we go."
That is very nice.
Yeah.
Very, very nice.
Yeah, we're
So
both.
just a quick sorry, yeah?
Oh no, we're just both.
You said
I basically said that we were both going for the English program, so I gotta figure out how to get like some classes that will transfer over here, and I'm thinking about, and it's a little bit hard, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So just a quick mention. So Naked Firefly just let us know she's going to plan and outline a new romance series. So very nice.
Nice.
And then she also said that's exciting about you going to Luxembourg. So cool.
Yeah, by next semester I'm gonna be in a completely different room.
Yeah. You have to put it out so that we can see like the scenery, you know.
That's if you get a scenery.
Yes, that is a good point. That is an excellent point. Sorry.
You're good.
This is no longer comfortable, so now I have to shift around again. No, that way. There we go. Okay.
I mean, comfortableness is the reason why I keep on squirming a lot the past two write-ins.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just I don't know why. I probably still need to figure that out, but for some reason, my camera turns my stuff around. So like this is actually me leaning to the right, and this is me leaning to the left. and it's like completely. It's not mirror image. I'm not seeing myself in a mirror image right now, which is completely
I
like
mean, that's
screwing.
my that's my camera as well. I mean, I'm leaning to the left. I'm leaning to the right.
No, don't worry. It's not me. I'm actually just trying to see. I'm using. Okay, I have to say this is not an announcement that this is a baby. Please don't. This is my character. I am
Oh,
into my character. But no, I totally know how to make that announcement one day. But no, I was just trying to see if it's actually turning it around or if it's just my brain being.
oh.
I
You know, I did that with another book.
It was the first book like within arm's reach that I could like get because I took it out because I have to like come up with names for that character, the D&D character, and I couldn't come up with anything. So I was just like, oh, there's a name I like. But that's why it's literally sitting right next to me right now. But no babies.
Okay.
You kind of need, and this is going to sound very sad, but you kind of need a love life for that. So yeah, no. Anyway, but
you're doing like the original. You're doing like the old-fashioned version to like what me and my friends would do, and that's like we look it up online.
I actually tried, but like none of the sites that I like to go to seem to be working anymore. And then it's like, yeah. So the nice thing, and usually what I also do is like go through the sites like that. But I just found because I have so little time that it's literally easier for me to just go like that and spot something.
True, yeah.
So yeah, I've already figured out the name. Although I haven't decided because it's actually kind of like I don't want that association. But on the other hand, it's kind of world building and immersive, so it shouldn't make that association.
What's the name?
Fallon. Fallon. For a dark night.
Nice.
That's kind of the idea I went with because also I kind of wanted it to have more like a unisex kind of feeling name. I didn't want to do anything too masculine or too feminine. So
that makes sense.
Yeah. So that was what I was doing. No babies. No.
We got a live comments.
Yeah, it's just Naked Firefly saying that she's in Germany at the moment. And I think she lives there, I believe. And then she just burst out laughing about the baby false alarm. So
I think I'm just too used to hearing that announcement that it just popped into my head.
Yeah, I mean, I'm 30 right now, so that's kind of the thing these days. It's like everyone I know, they're all at that age where they're announcing it. My one friend, my best friend from university, actually announced that she just had her 4th child, and I'm like,
how?
Yeah, well done, but it's like. Well, to answer the how, she actually got married like as soon as she got her bachelor's degree. Just out of it, she got married, and then she was dating a guy. We were all in the fencing club, and he was the president of our fencing club at that stage. And then they fell in love, and then they were dating for like 3 years. For her, after the 4 years, she went to university, and then she got her degree, and then he wanted to immigrate to Australia from here. And so they decided to get married because then it just made it easier. He could immigrate easily because he had family there, but she didn't. So being married to him when he wants to immigrate just made sense. So they did that.
Oh wow!
Yeah, yeah. That's also why they announced it on Facebook thing is a thing because I don't think I've seen her since she moved. So. Yeah. I was supposed to go to the first one's baptism, but it coincided with a business trip that I had to go to. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm used to hearing that. And also, I'm in a sorority right now. So and there's like this older girl who is now planning out her wedding. She's getting married in December. And it's very weird to like just come in all of a sudden and just hear that she's getting married. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah. It's always so weird. I'm probably, it's probably because of my like whole commitment to my career thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just doesn't kind of compute for me at this stage anyway.
Yeah.
Random thing. And let me just see, DL's dropped in. So hi DL, welcome. Thank you very much for joining. Let us know in the comments what you plan to be working on today. And then yeah, so that's basically all of the comments. I'm keeping track today. It's like we're doing all the things. But yeah, so no. I'm sorry, I'm still laughing at this whole baby misunderstanding. I'm like, yeah, only when you're a writer. I actually have 2 books. I have 2 books.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah, this one is the big one. This one is the
Oh my
big one.
god.
Yeah, this one is the thinner one, but this one has nicer names in it. So that's why this is the one I always scan through, because if I'm in a hurry, I know it has fewer names, but it has nicer names. This one has a lot of names, but it's mostly like variations and like gentry, and you know, so it's like little variations of the same thing, where I can do my own variations. So it's like, yeah. But
Okay,
that's,
that makes sense.
yeah, but I just like thing. It's like, you know, you're a writer when you have at least one baby name book. You have it not for babies, but for characters.
Yeah. Mine is for websites. I think my search history is like either it's normal because it's a computer or it's just weird things I've like looked up.
Yeah, no, mine is like, I don't even look up names that often anymore because my brain just kind of makes them most of the time.
Yeah.
So they just come up on their own. But some days I'm like, I need a name. I need it like today. So yeah. But most of my stuff would be things like, would you be able to cut through this? Yes. Okay. Would you be able to pull out like a tube from if someone's been intubated? I think that's how you pronounce it anyway. We're like to the ICU unit or whatever.
Oh, coma?
So, hey, say again?
Like a coma?
Yeah. So, would you be able to just like pull it out? Was there like a whole thing around that? You know, stuff like that I've had to research. So that's probably like the weird technical stuff I usually go after. But yeah.
I had to like look up like injuries from like a 2-story fall. And then I also had to look up types of medicine for insomnia and can sleep medicine cause exhaustion.
Nice. That is like very yeah, it's stuff like that. I'm the same. It's the kind of questions I would like. It's like, would this work? Would this not work? So those are the kinds of things I look up as well. Although I also do like really weird things, like for example, just like something coming up in my brain is like, I wonder how that happened, and I'll just start going through like Wikipedia or Google and reading up about things, because that's also how my brain works. So. Okay, just random thing. I just want to mention. DL said can't stay for long. Just have a small break between games. Cool. I wonder what he's playing or what he's watching. So. All right. So, shall we just get into it?
Sure.
All right. Because I have a character that will not create herself. So.
Will any character create itself?
My characters like 60% of the time create themselves.
Okay.
that is like a fact of my life. But it also means that they usually try to boss me around, those ones.
Oh boy.
But yeah, it's fun in my head. All right, so let's start with a 10-minute sprint.
Okay.
Just to warm up, and then we can go from there.
Mhm.
Okay, so I'm going to count down from 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. And time, how did you do?
Pretty good. I just basically just jumped from project to project.
I did 65 words.
Nice.
Still trying, yeah, but it's kind of jumping around between things because I'm having to look up my like history and things because it's not something, yeah, it's not something I know very well, so I have to read up a lot. But yeah, I think this is going to be such a fun character to play. I'm like so looking forward to it because this guy's like, no, nobody wants to play this house because I assume they are the assholes. So
They're always the best character to play. Well, any character who does not like to follow rules is the best character to play.
that's what I also feel. Although I feel like they are following rules, they're just following their own rules and
Yeah.
screw everyone else. But yeah, so it's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to that. So, yeah.
I'm looking at the live comments. Apparently, Dale Stewart, his daughters play soccer.
Yep. So and he just also let us know that he is going to go. So,
Happy
but I
riding
think
in
we
it.
missed.
Nice.
So sorry we missed you, DL. If you come back later to watch this, sorry. Right. So, we just moved into another 15 minutes.
Probably so, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go do that. Right. So I'm going to count down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. And time's out, time's out. How did you guys do? I see Naked Firefly in the previous round. She wrote the synopsis for her series. So nicely
Nice.
done. So,
I got some editing done on my first short story that I turned in for my class, and I also got a little bit of writing done.
nice.
How about you?
I finished my short character bio, and then now I'm trying to figure out the scores, the ability scores that I need to do. So, yeah.
Yeah, oh boy. So many
Alright.
projects. Are we like sharing out like excerpts or?
Yeah, we can. Please. I realized I didn't do that before because you were saying you were jumping around and like, wait. After I did the sprint, I'm like, wait, I should have asked. So do you want to share an excerpt?
I guess, yeah. I could probably share something from the short story I was writing, or the short story I was editing.
Cool.
Okay. Ivy knew that her father was peculiar, but she never expected him to abandon her. No note, no warning, he just got up and left her. She knew it had to do with his project Celsius and Isaac Blackwell's demand for more to be produced. They never really talked about his work and the only reason why she knew about his involvement in the hallucinogenic drug was because of his pride in it. No matter what, she found it odd. Even though she had a theory on why her father vanished, it didn't help with her nervousness. Usually her father was gone for days, then would come back tired. A week without him meant it was bad. It was one of those few times she tried to call him, especially since it was important. But the voicemail was turned off, and she was unsure of other ways to contact him. Now that he was gone, she felt lost. There was no backup plan that told her who to live with. She was an only child with no other family members, no support. With no idea of what to do, Ivy laid on her bed and stared at the ceiling. The sun filtered through her open blinds, laying shadows across her body. She took deep breaths, remembering what her therapist told her to do when feeling anxious. Still, her body shivered from the anxiety of what may come through the door. It could be her father, the police, or worse, the Blackwells. Then it hit her, the cold truth rushing forward. The Blackwells. With her father gone, they can come for her out of anger. I could probably just end it there. Keep it exciting enough.
Yeah, very nice. Very, very, very good.
Yeah, this is the short story that was originally like a side character thing. And then when I wrote it, I was like, maybe I should change it to the main character, like a shifting POV. And now I'm like, no, maybe I should just rewrite it and make her the main character.
Yeah, it's very voicey, so it's very, very, very promising. So it's difficult to say. It's difficult for me to say. I can't say, yes, do that. But I can
It's
to make her the POV character. So
I mean, yeah, it's a very weird project. It was like already shifting POVs before. It was like a new adult. It was a new adult mystery thriller, I guess, that shifted between one of the Blackwells and a man named Peter, who was technically like their former guardsman, who was mysteriously laid off. And this girl was basically like the side character. And I was like, well, maybe I could just add her in every now and then. And now I'm like, because originally it was new adult. This one would be young adult. And I'm more used to writing young adult. But I was like, well, maybe I should try new adult because it would like make sense for me. But now I'm hearing like new adult won't work in the publishing industry. And it's kind of weird. Or at least writing new adults is kind of weird for me.
Yeah, it is. It's a very, very difficult thing to decide. So I'm interested to see where you are going to go with that. It is interesting.
I might go with like, even though it's my default, I might go with UA just because it's something I like. And
Mm.
I'm starting to get more and more attached to this character.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that makes sense.
I don't know. I'm still thinking about it.
I would say just write it and see where it goes. You can always fix it later.
Yeah. And I see that Naked Firefly did something I would most likely do, which is stared at the wall thinking of the scenes.
Yes.
Exactly.
Sounds about right. It's what I did like 2 ago. I was like, so yeah, I've even done that live on camera. So yes, it's absolutely something that both of us would do.
I've thought of scenes like lying in bed, almost going to sleep, and then like my brain's like, here's a bunch of ideas.
Yeah, that happens to me too.
Shut up, brain.
At the moment it goes dark and there's no like external like stimulation, my brain's like, well, so what about this thing? No.
My
What
brain
about
kind of, my brain kind of does like that thing where it's like once it's dark and all that stuff, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna pass out and like go to bed, and then also like my brain does that thing like with the Star Wars thing where it's like in your face, like. I'm like, why?
yeah, I know. It's the same. It's the same.
It doesn't like it's not like slowly, gently. It's just in your face, and I'm like, please, no.
Not now. Yes, now. No, no. Yes, yes, yes. Okay.
Yeah, and then I keep on hearing like the thing where it's like the writing advice, which I get, which is if you like the idea, then you gotta like write down the idea. But then it's like then I gotta like get up from bed, turn on a light, find something to write it with. Can I just not?
So much effort.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a lot of effort.
I actually do the opposite thing. I believe if I get an idea and it's really a good idea, if I leave it alone, it will stay there. And if it goes away, it means it's going to come back later in another better form. So I just don't stress about it, but I will, like, for example, if the idea comes to the point where I can call it almost like a concept for a book, I'll write it down because then it's on my to-do list. But yeah, but the interesting thing is that since I've done that and I focused on finishing the things that I'm working on right now, my brain has started becoming more disciplined about just coming up with ideas related to the specific thing I'm working on. So that does help.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah, I remember like a few days ago, someone was asking like, "Oh, how do you like figure out ideas and all that stuff?" Because I keep on getting like all these ideas, but I want to stick to my main project. I'm like, well, just think about that idea all day, and if it has enough like foundation where it's like you have enough like enough like characters or ideas or like enough of something that can like stick together and that you could be able to write it, then you do it. But if it doesn't, then at least just like put it off to the side. And then as for like the person was like, "Oh, I just want to stick to my main project." I was like, "Well, you should have like multiple projects just in case if you burn out of one, then you have another one to go to."
Mm.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think about it too. So I completely agree.
Mm-hmm.
But some people don't. Some people like to stick with one project, but I don't. It's scary for me to start working on multiple projects, but
Yeah, I don't know how they do that. Like, I was just staying on one project. I'm like multiple at a time.
yeah, it's actually kind of what happened with me now because of the limited amount of time that I have, I did actually force myself to focus on only one story, and then I burned out. So yeah, so here I am, just like
Yeah. That's actually what happened to me in the second story for my creative writing class, the one that I was working on 2 weeks ago. I burned out of that one because it was starting to hit the action scene, and I was like, "Oh, I don't know how to write it," and, like, I was kinda, like, remembering what happened, like, the last critique moment where I was like, "This is kinda getting me down, and I don't really know how to do this," 'cause it was a lot of action, like, and my action is not the best. So, basically what was happening was that I I talked about it to my professor, and my professor said, "Oh, just at least just do, like, bullet points, because it's a rough draft," and I was like, "Okay, good point." So 18 people now have a copy of my story that has bullet points.
Ooh.
And it's not like a long list of bullet points, it was like 3 or 4, and then I was like, "Okay, now that I got that done, I can actually write the ending." And I wrote a pretty satisfying ending, and it's like I'm hoping that it's, like, good. It's pretty well produced in a way, because the last time I wrote this short story that I'm working on now, um, people thought it was, like, the first chapter to a novel, and I was like, "No, it's a short story." So
Yep.
with the other one, like, I wrote, like, a better ending that can say, "Okay, end."
Nice.
Yeah.
Well
So
done.
I guess
So,
yeah, thankfully with those bullet points, I was able to get it done.
well, fingers crossed it goes well, because
Hopefully,
that's
yeah, I hope people won't really take offense to the bullet points.
mm,
Because
yeah,
not only did I
that's
put,
good.
like, bullet points, I also put, "Due to the author having creative burnout and not knowing how to write this out, here are some bullet points for what happened next." I could put, like, an actual writer's note in there to say, "This is not intentional. I
Mm,
just burned out."
yeah, hopefully, well, I mean, they can at least critique the stuff that you already wrote, I think.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and I think one of the big questions I'm gonna be asking is, if I wanted to turn this into a novel, how would I do that? Because I really do wanna turn it into a novel.
hmm. Now there's a whole new question.
Yeah, because it's like one of those things where it was like, I actually did take the challenge to, like, turn it into a short story, which actually worked. It's
Hmm,
just that now I'm like, I wanna, like, develop more time into this.
yeah. Well, I think it's an interesting idea and an interesting story. So I think there is something to it, to making it a longer story. But that should be a fun challenge to do. I've never actually tried to do that before, I don't think.
Yeah, turning a short story into a novel. Like, I kinda have an idea about how it may turn out, but because I'm not still 100% sure, I wanna bring it up to my class because I feel like I can get, like, an idea of what their ideas could be, and I could just say, like, "Okay, okay, I can now nitpick it, pick which ones are, like, pretty good for me, which ones are not, and then let's just, like, start writing it out."
Mm. Yeah, that's a good approach, I think.
Mhm. That should have also been my NaNoWriMo because then it would have been an actual, like, clean new project, but I really wanna get done with, like, my fantasy project first.
Yeah, I don't think well, no, I lie. I have started new projects for Nano, but I almost never do it because of the fact that I usually have an ongoing thing, and I have a bigger priority on finishing the things I started than just
Mhm.
starting new things. So I just focus on finishing it in Nano. So
Yeah.
that's probably what I'm going to do for this Nano. Although at this stage I have no idea what I'm going to do,
Yeah.
because I don't know how I'm going to fit Nano into my schedule. It's insane. It's
Oh,
madness.
yeah, I'm seeing online. I follow NaNoWriMo on, like, Instagram and, like, Twitter, and, like, they're asking, like, pretty good questions, like, "How are you gonna, like, time manage, like, NaNoWriMo into your schedule?" And people are like, "Oh, I'm gonna meal prep, or I'm gonna, like, get my, schoolwork done uh, early as possible," and all that stuff, and then here I am, like, I was about to ask you that question.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't. Yeah.
I wing it, really, I just wing it, just
Yeah, it's the same. If I end up only writing like 10,000 words, it's still better than none.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's
Yeah, and I have to agree with you on that. My last NaNoWriMo project was a rewrite to the dystopian that I had written before. So basically, it wasn't really a fresh new project. It was something I had worked on for both Camp NaNoWriMos, and then I was like, time to make the outline. So basically, it was new by the time NaNoWriMo happened.
yeah. No, I also do that sometimes, and it's usually my easier nanos because then you have a plan. You have already gone through the rough draft, so you know where you're going. It's
Hmm.
all very, very useful. Also, it's easier
Yeah.
for me to get my word counts in a day if I'm typing as opposed to writing by hand
Yeah.
because I draft by hand, so it's
Yeah.
madness. Anyway, Naked Firefly left a comment. She said, "I can't focus on one project. Like right now, I have 3 projects that I'm working on." Yeah, I think we're all part of the multi-project club here,
We're
but
all in the same canoe.
yeah, it's actually something that I wish I can get back to, is to just say, "Oh, today I feel like working on this one of 7 projects," because I feel like back when I decided to focus on book 3, it was a good idea because of my limited time, but with the idea that it was supposed to be a short-term thing to finish it and get it done, and then I could move on to whatever else. But the problem is, because of it becoming such a big, long, massive fucking project, um, it's come to the point where I'm like, this has been going on for. I basically started writing book 3 before I even published the first 2 books. So I've been working on this book for over 5 years. It needs to get done. I do not. I love it. I love my characters. I love my books. I love the series. I love the world. I love everything about it, and I want everyone to read it. But I'm so over, like, not getting the freaking thing right. And the problem is, for me to get it right, I need a certain amount of hours, because we're talking about something like, I think it's over 300,000 words. So
That's a lot.
that's a lot, yeah. And the problem is that I realized like 4 or 5 weeks ago that a very big possibility is that there's another massive damn structural change that I need to do.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm like, no, because it's going to, doing that structural change is possibly going to take me like, I don't even want to think about how it's going to take me. So my brain's like, and that's kind of why I stopped working on it, because it's not something I said it before like out loud. But my brain's just like, no, I don't want to think about this, because I don't want to actually admit to myself that this is what I need to do, because with this with a book this size, I don't even know where to start, like, unraveling things and moving them around again, because I've already done this. I've already redrafted this book like 4 times. I do not understand. I'm not a bad writer. I don't understand why it keeps kicking my ass this much, but it probably has to do with the massive scope and size of the thing I'm writing. So I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah. So right
Yeah.
now, that's kind of also where the messing around with like D&D is coming from. It's not really procrastination. It's just really refreshing my brain to just get into that mode of like, yay, creating things is fun, because I need that. Yay, creating things is fun kind of feeling when I'm creating a whole new structure for.
Yeah.
I don't even want to talk about this now.
Yeah. Yeah, this outline is just something that's like 75,000 words. That was previously just 75,000 words. And um basically after I had done the draft, I like powered through the ending. I was like, well, I'm just gonna like just stop it and like rewrite it. And like someone on like the group chat was like, no, you gotta finish it. And I'm like, fine, I'm finishing it. So I'm gonna power through it. Wrote the worst ending ever. Like it was very rushed. And basically like a little bit after a while, I got like this new idea of like, oh, here's something different to it, and like something like complete like in a way completely different, but not too completely different. And I was like, okay, I could take a spin on that. Uh, now I'm at like 17 pages of an outline. No, 12 pages of an outline. 12 pages of an outline. I have no idea
Nice.
how to like do any of this because now I'm exploring sides of the characters where I'm like, I haven't really thought about this.
Yeah, it's the same with me because it's actually like yeah, I can't explain it out without like being there's like a moment later on in my book where everyone has kind of been wondering about like a mystery around this thing about how someone did a specific thing. And then towards the middle late part of the book, then two guys who usually don't talk to each other because shit went down in the past. So they don't usually talk to each other. They start talking to each other, and then suddenly one guy's like, "Oh, right." And now my brain's like, "Yeah, okay, but maybe I should actually set that up like properly, like do a proper setup of it." And I'm like, "Yeah, fantastic." But I'm like, "That's pretty good and well, but doing that might is that in line with actually what happened and what they said happened in the first two books? Because
Oh
now
yeah.
it's not just the thing about structurally changing 300,000 words. Here, it's also a thing about changing 120,000 words or being in line with 120,000 words before that. So I'm like, yeah. So that's kind of the thing, and I'm like, and there's also still the freaking thing where someone has this point about it feeling like it's just like a bridge over to the next book. And I'm like, no, it's not really that. I want it to feel like a complete book. And that could probably do that. But it's just, yeah, so it's messed up. Anyway, so it's something that I've been fighting for a long time, and I'm tired. And it's not really that I'm tired of the story because I love the story. I want it done, but it's just like now my brain's just, especially on top of changing the job and everything else going on, my brain is just like, one day I shall work on this book, but today shall not be that day. So,
I.e. every day.
yeah, pretty much. But it's the my brain. I'm kind of corralling my brain into the kind of mind space, and that's kind of why I picked Kayla to play the D&D thing we did last week. Because it was this thing about my brain going like, "Oh, this is fun. I remember. I love this character. She's in that series." So
Mhm.
that's kind of where that came from. But yeah, so it's the big thing. But for me, everything will get finished. It's just I wish I could do more and not
Oh,
have to stress about all this shit all this time. But anyway, so hopefully, but the thing is, I'm gently judging. I'm like, okay, well, half this month, more than half this month is already over. And basically, the next thing that my next challenge is basically from the 23rd. I'm working the 20, I'm flying to another city on the 23rd. I'm working full days, like in more than 8 hours a day, on my feet, physically, like working with a lot of people, bloody, bloody, bloody. Thursday and Friday. I fly back on Saturday. I'm probably going to fly to another city again on Sunday, and then doing the whole same thing again the 28th, the 29th, the 30th, the 31st, and the 1st of November. So that's kind of what my schedule is like at the moment. So it's fucking insane. And I love it. I love the new job, but it's still like for creativity and stuff, my brain's just like, you want me to what? So yeah, so that's kind of a challenge, but I'm hoping that now as I'm settling into the new routine and stuff that things will settle down and then I'll have more writing time and my brain would be less tired because it's really getting tired because it's completely like different from the stuff that I've done lately. So it's I think I'm doing a good job, but it's still like because it's so different and I'm me. So I think you understand when I say I'm deeply perfectionistic and highly anxious. So yeah, making sure I'm doing everything just right all the time, and it's task after task after task for hour after hour. So by the end of my day, even though it's not even if it isn't even a full working day, my brain is still like, okay, doing nothing else today. Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow morning. And then it's like, yeah, okay. So
Ah,
yeah. So I'm hoping that by November, I'm just letting it go with that now because it's my first full month that I'm working for these people. So I'm just hoping that like by the end of this month, if I around the first or the second, I start like going towards getting it to be like, okay, no, we really need to do the thing, love. Let's go do that. Then it will hopefully say, okay, yeah, I want to do the thing. So
mhm.
fingers crossed for that. But yeah. All right. So shall we do another 15 minutes?
Sure.
Okay. Let me go do that. Okay. So I'm counting down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. And time, how did you do?
I got a little bit of editing done, like not too much, but I got a part of my outline done.
Nice.
Finally finished up the outline for chapter 25.
I basically had to go look for a picture of the characters. So I'm making progress. I'm almost done. I filled in the character sheet.
Nice.
Now I need to pull it in a format that I can send to the DM. So
Yeah.
So that's basically what I've been doing.
I've been here wondering if I am pretty much rushing everyone's character arcs or not. Or making any logical sense.
That is always a good question.
Yeah, because it's not like it's like the first draft. It's like the thirdish draft, I believe. This is a weird progress because 2 times I have like stopped it to rewrite everything. So I basically only finished it up once. So I guess this is like the second draft, but it kind of feels like the third. So because of that, it's kind of like I kind of know my characters, but because I'm like presenting like more sides to them, it's kind of like I've never really explained it and how it's like so beneficial. It's like so detrimental to their character arcs. So now it's like I'm hoping that I'm like making some sense.
Yeah. That is I understand what you're saying. So it's something that I also struggle with sometimes because it's kind of like making it match what you think you have going on in your head and getting that onto the page so that other people can read it and understand. Yeah. So that is always a freaking challenge.
Yeah.
But I would say the best thing to do is just to write it, get it done, and then have a beta reader read it, and then they can let you know if something doesn't make sense.
Beta readers scare me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, who to trust?
Yeah, I know. They're not like 20 people who want to savage your work, love. I'm talking like 2 people.
Yeah, nothing like the creative writing classes I have to take.
No. Just someone who knows what's going on and just having them look at it. Because the thing is, I find that with me at least, writing, and especially when it's like this one where it's like multiple drafts, you start losing judgment on what's good and what's not good. So the best thing you can do is just get done what you know is good, and then just like have someone else give some input. But I don't think it's good to do that while you're still drafting, because people have opinions that kind of mess around with your ability to write. Or when I say your, I mean our. So
I just need to figure out who to like actually like give it to, or at least how to find them.
Yeah, I think actually there's like a part. Jim also mentioned it before that in our group we also like critique. So maybe one of
that.
Yeah. So I think that might be a possibility for you.
Might be,
once it's done. Yeah, you can do it like chapter by chapter or whatever. And if it's chapter by chapter, I might even be able to help you out. So
chapter by chapter would be nice.
Yeah.
So just because for when I'm writing this out, I'm going to like actually like put it like all the chapters in separate documents into one folder. So that'll be easier to like clean up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm also probably gonna need like a sensitivity reader just in case. Mostly because I'm writing about things that I'm like not so familiar about, but I'm trying to write them like they're human, which is unfortunately what I have to say. Because
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. with that, I can't help you. I've never needed one. So there I am completely like lost.
Yeah. This is just so frustrating. This is the freaking outline, and it's been taking me forever, and it's taking me away from everything I need to do for class because it's like so. I'm like so basically obsessed with it.
Yeah. Well, it's the same. My brain as well. Like onto something, and then yeah. Good luck with making it do anything else. So.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Okay. I see we are just at 1 hour and 40 minutes. So shall we do one last writing sprint? Then we
Might
can
as
pop
well.
out.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
and I
Then we
thought
do it.
I saw I
Oh
need
yeah.
to clarify. Completed Act 1.
Yeah. I was just going to say you jumped ahead of me. Well done though. So well done to Naked Firefly completing Act 1. That is good job. Or I'm Preptober. So awesome going. I actually didn't ask Nano. Naked Firefly, are you doing Nano this year? Because that's always
Yeah,
also
I
an
gotta like. I know we all put like our NaNoWriMo names into the group chat, so I gotta like add everybody as buddies.
yeah. I'm going to write mine in here in case. My Nano handle is Misha Carrick because I'm branding everything now, so everything is kind of starting to be the same name. So
I should be branding everything, but I haven't.
yeah, I know. It's the same. I should be branding and I should be writing my communication plan. But have I ever finished mine? No, I have not because I get paid by other people to write those. And then when I have free time, I'm like, am I going to spend my free time doing something that I get paid to do? And I'm spending hours upon hours doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So fun times. Right. So okay, I am going to jump into the 15-minute sprint, and then we can start wrapping up. I think maybe, unless you
Alright.
wanted to share an excerpt.
Not really, 'cause I didn't really do that much editing.
Okay, cool.
Alright.
All right, so let's count down. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See you in 15 minutes. Time's up. How did you do?
Worked on my outline.
Nice.
Now I'm working on chapter 27, which is technically the climax. And I see that the lights are on in your place.
Yes. It went a bit dark, and then I realized that I probably need to make a plan.
Yeah. Yeah, and how did you do on your stuff?
The guy doesn't want to work with the apps, and I have to figure out a way to fill in the form. So it's like, blah. So now I need to do extra work.
Yikes.
Yeah. I have no idea what my alignment is supposed to be.
Yeah, alignments are weird. I recommend just looking it up.
Mm.
Yeah, there's like a bunch, and if you don't get it, there's like a bunch of memes about it. You'll kind of get it after a while.
That's true. Yeah, I'll figure something out. Yeah, so that's basically what I did. It was time well spent, I feel. So, and then a naked firefly while we were drafting or working, doing whatever, sprinting. She answered the question about Nano. She says, I still haven't decided. I'm leaning towards doing it. My handle is Kiara L. Rose. I might actually complete the children's fantasy if I do it. Cool. So
I might actually change my Nano handle to my actual name. Now that I'm thinking about it.
yeah, I like doing it that way because I feel like I kind of aged out of my previous username. So I kind of not really aged out, but it's just not relevant to me anymore. So
Yeah,
I
that's
just
true.
yeah. So that's kind of what made me decide to change it. Especially because I'm using my covers on my what do you call it? When you finish a book and it's published and you can put the cover onto your profile.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so my covers are all there and they are all they all have my pseudonym on, which is Misha Garrick, and which is also kind of my real name as well. I'm not really sad, so shy about it. So, but the thing is, so it doesn't really make sense to have two different names. I feel. Naked Firefly says she got distracted.
Same. Yeah, don't we all?
Yeah, it's like kind of doesn't call spending your entire writing on creating a D&D character being distracted? That is a good question. So then I cannot talk about being distracted because I was distracted the whole time. So, but yes, so that's kind of where I am. But it's fun. So there. Anyway. All right. So guys, I think we are officially over 2 hours, and we actually did do the writing sprint thing, even if some of us didn't write. So, but yeah, so I think we should say goodbye for now. I'm not exactly sure whether or not next week we'll have a sprint. It might, but as I mentioned before, I'm traveling back from the city. I'm going to on Saturday, but it is Saturday morning, but I don't know what the traffic is going to be like. So yeah, I'm going to have to see. But let's, for the sake of things, just assume there will be another writing sprint 5 p.m. or writing thing next week 5 p.m. South African time. But if I don't show up, then you guys know why. Nothing's wrong. Nothing happened. Just I got stuck in traffic or something.
Yeah, makes sense.
All right. But yeah, so then have a lovely week, everybody, and may you have high, super crazy, massive writing productivity levels this week. Yeah. All right. Good wish. Okay. All right. Then I'll see you guys soon. And bye.
See ya.